What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at the ILife T10s robot vacuum. Taking a look at the specs, this has vacuum and mopping functions with a strong 3000 kPa suction, a 2.5 liter self-emptying station which lasts up to 60 days before it needs to be emptied, an advanced LDS mapping system, and has up to 150 minutes of runtime on a single charge. So taking a look inside the box, you have the user manual, 2 extra brushes that go on the bottom. There's 4 that come in the box, but right now I have 2 of them on there, so you get 4 in total. You have 2 mopping pads. Again, I have one at the bottom of this, and then you have an extra right here. You have a little Velcro strap to wrap up the power cable. You have an extra dust bag. Again, there's one inside here already, so this is a second extra one. And then you also get a second set of filters as well. Then lastly, you have the cleaning brush. Then last but not least, you have the vacuum itself and then the self-emptying station. So taking a look at the vacuum itself, I must say, this is by far the nicest looking robot vacuum I've used so far. I love the glossy finish it has with the blue accents on it. Overall, it just has a very premium feel to it. Alright, so getting this set up is very easy. First, you want to download the Toya Smart app, and from there, just follow the on-screen prompts to register the vacuum. From there, you'll click on the Smart button and let it do its thing while it does the initial clean and maps out your entire house, or in my case, the basement. At first, it'll kind of just explore to map out the room, and once it does that, that's when it'll start cleaning everything and figuring out the best routes to take. In my room here, it took about 30 minutes, so I'd imagine for an entire house, it would probably take an hour to 3 hours, depending on the size of your house. So taking a look at the app, this is what you'll see here. As you can see, I already mapped out my entire basement, and those are all the paths that it takes to clean. Right here, I have a little square because that's where I have my treadmill, and any robot vacuum always tends to go under there and can't find its way out and just get stuck. So I have that mapped off right there, and that's very easy to do. You simply just go here to Forbidden Edit and then draw a square where you don't want it to go. So a cool thing here is you could also select if you don't want it to mop and sweep, or if you just don't want it to mop. So if it's an area that you don't want it mopping at, you click that one. Then if you don't want it to go there at all, you click that one. So once you click that plus, you got this little square. And say if I don't want it over here, I simply resize it. And then I could place it where I want. And now the vacuum will avoid that area. So very cool, and also very easy to use as well. So right down here, you have right here Smart. That's where it'll start cleaning. One other feature I like is this press to run button. So I just click that, and then if I have a mess right here in the middle of my room, I'll just click right there and it'll drop that point, and I'll click go, and it'll go over there, clean that area, then go back. So very handy, almost like having your own personal cleaner. A little mess there, instead of wasting your time going clean it, just send the robot and it'll do it for you. There's a few other things you can do in this app, but I haven't explored them all yet. So right here you have room edit. So depending on how it maps out your house, you can go ahead and divide it or merge it or label areas so it's easier to use. Coming into settings, you have a few different things you can do. So right here you have manual mode. So with this, you can actually drive around the vacuum wherever you would like in the house, which is not something I've seen before. So let me go ahead and tap up. And as you can see, it lunged forward and started moving. So definitely an interesting feature. Coming down here, you have suction. So you have eco, standard, strong, super strong. I have it on strong. It's not that loud. I mean, it has some noise, but it's not that bad. And honestly, I prefer it to make noise and do a great job than be quiet and not do as good of a job. So personally, I have it set on strong. Same thing over here. You have water. So if you want to only put a little water, middle, high, I have it set on middle, and it seems to do a good job of mopping. Voice and volume. When I first got this vacuum, it was actually had a bad voice inside of it. It was like a really strong Asian accent of English. But as soon as I updated the vacuum, I also clicked another language and back to English. So I'm not sure if it was the update or when I click English. But now the vacuum has a regular, proper, normal English voice. Then you got dust collection. So you can set how often you want it to suck out the dust from the vacuum. Right now I have it set on once, so every time it does its clean, it'll empty out. But if you don't want it sucking out every time, because it is kind of loud when it does that, you can also set it to 2, 3, or 4 times. Then coming over here to cleaning mode, you have auto boost. and then you have what kind of cleaning you want. So you got quick cleaning, and this is quickly builds maps and then cleans. Then you got Y shape cleaning, install the mop and start the Y shape cleaning. So it'll start cleaning basically like that to get a good mopping. And then if you just want to clean the edge of the walls, you just click edges and that'll just go around your room. Then lastly at the bottom here, you have work mode. So if you click that, you could have it set to sweep and mop, which I prefer to leave it at. Or you could also just have it to sweep or just mop only. So I set this vacuum to both mop and vacuum my basement, and it definitely did a great job. I have a small area rug in the middle of the room, but the vacuum automatically detects it, stops spraying out water, and just increases the suction to clean the rug better as well. Of course, if you just want to mop or vacuum only, like I said earlier, you can also select that option in the app as well. As I said earlier, when it comes to noise, this vacuum does have a few different settings. It is most quiet on low, but honestly, I prefer to clean the best it can, so I always set it to high. There's also like a super high mode, but I haven't tried that one yet because high has been good enough. But with that being said, it's not like it's extremely loud where it's going to disturb you. It just kind of sounds like a regular ordinary vacuum. Overall, this vacuum definitely works great. I have 2 kids that tend to dirty up the basement faster than I can keep it clean. So having a vacuum like this one really helps me stay on top of everything without even physically being in the room. So if you happen to be looking for a robot vacuum that mops and empties itself out as well, then I definitely recommend the one I have here, which is the ILife T10s. Alright, that about wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, let me know and I'll do what I can to help. Otherwise, thanks for watching and I'll see you all next time.